Dragonshire, game number 1. We're still in Group B of the European Qualifier for the Nations Cup, everybody. We have Norway against Poland in our best of 3. And, well, this is going to be... Poland, if they win this, are more or less guaranteed to make it out of the group. Seeding is still going to matter a little bit. They have to check out if they can take the Russian players down or not. Norway, they are the underdog. If they can cause the upset here and win over Poland, then the group is going to be in total disarray, I can tell you that much already. But generally speaking, the Polish team is, of course, the favorite in this particular series. Now, when we're talking about the group stage, that is to be expected. Every single group has 1 or 2 heavy hitters, and we have some countries that were barely able to get 5 players together, but still participating here, which I find super awesome. Oftentimes with tournaments like this, you have some problems getting teams together to represent their countries because a lot of them are worried that they're going to get stomped, which is the case oftentimes, but they still have fun, they do their best here, and I find it just absolutely amazing. So right now I'm super happy that we have this many teams for the European qualifier, and as you might already know, all of this is going to accumulate in an offline event in Berlin at the 10th and 11th of June. So we're getting a little bit closer to all of this. And you guys can visit as well. So it's all taking place at the Experian in Berlin. There's a link in the description of the YouTube video if you want to have additional information about the venue, if you want to see some pictures. It's pretty awesome, it's pretty sexy, super happy about it, and it's also very central within Berlin. It's at the Alexanderplatz, doesn't get more central than that. So if you guys are interested to watch some Heroes of the Storm live, that's going to be a great opportunity, and you can combine it with a city trip to Germany as well. So for all the info, for all the details, just head over into the description, check it out, and check out the links there. And I also want to quickly point out that we have a crowdfunding going on too. Setting offline events up is pretty expensive, let's just put it like that. We are lucky that we could do it last year twice with the help of NLG in Miami. Now we're trying to do it in Berlin as well. Well, we're not trying to do it, we're actually doing it. But help would definitely be very welcome. So if you guys want to support the efforts here, then check out the link for the crowdfunding. Have a look there. And if you want to see more offline events with international participation, that's the best way to ensure that we are going to have that in the future as well. But either way, now that we're heading into the game itself and into our first draft on the best of 3, we got Genji, Brightwing and Blaze for the Polish team, so already quite aggressive with that. It's a pattern that we've now seen a few times already. Whereas on the left side we get Dehaka and Junker to start things off here on Dragonshire. So you have Dehaka and Blaze at the top lane up against each other, with Dehaka always giving you the added benefit of being able to control the macro a bit more and just use the global to join a team fight at the bot lane or later on either guard lanes or push them heavily. So they have that going for them. There will be a lot of rotations towards the top though if they're ever running into trouble. The red team, that is. They have Genji who has a lot of mobility, so you can do that. Tanks are very heavily targeted in the bans. We have Garrosh, Nubarak and Diablo banned out. Neither of the team has yet chosen a main tank. I would expect Muradin to make an appearance here, considering that he is usually chosen on Dragonshire and still very powerful. Jojo might be a pick as well, but they go for Stitches. Stitches and Sylvanas. Okay. Stitches and Sylvanas are in the house. And what do we get for the Polish team? Polish team has won their first match that they played. They played against Finland and they were able to win that series with a 2-0. Even though it got very close in game number 2. That could have definitely been a victory for the Finnish team, but they just weren't able to make it in the last 1 or 2 team fights. We get Jojo, so no Muradin in this game. Johanna is in and we get Jaina together with her. A little bit more burst damage on top of all of that. Finally, a real Dreadlord is joining the fray. And our last pick for Zeus on the side of the blue team. On the side of Team Norway. What's going to be? They still need a healer. And they need a support. At least I think that's what they're going to look in here. So, which one? Hey, there's plenty to choose from still. They could go for Anduin, they could go for Malfurion if they want to have a stun, and they do. So, after the hook, we're going to get the root. Dragonshire, everybody. Game number 1, Norway against Poland. Game number 1, let's go, Norway against Poland, and we're gonna kick this off with the team on the left. It is the Norwegian team here, and they are rocking Narsha on Sylvanas, we have Saloon on Stitches, Happy Capped on Junkrat, Zeus on Malfurion, and Brummelbass is playing Dehaka. The Polish team on the right side of the map with Lavakal on the right wing. We got Itrax on Genji, Arion on Johanna, Richu on Blaze, and Alvaros is playing Jaina. Alright, and we get a Globe quest on level 1. I like it. Globes on level 1 for Stitches. Not what you typically see here. Sometimes when Alexstrasza is chosen, it's happening. Really interesting. So, they are trying to boost that hit point pool a little bit more. At the same time now, though, we have the big brawl straight up in the middle. And they're all just trying to get the first kill here. There's a little bit of a skirmish. They didn't fully commit to it by any means. Top side, they're putting some pressure onto Dehaka, but it's not really threatening him too much. He has to pop his essence, but that's more or less it. And then, at the same time, to the bot lane, we have our 3-man, so it's the continuous rotation between lanes. And for some weird reason, Stitches has so far not gotten a single stack. That's the first globe that he picks up, even though he was part of the mid and the bot lane push against minions. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate for him, I gotta say. But eventually, we're gonna get that big hit point pool for Stitches, and yeah, then we'll see how it goes. But over here on the left side, already Siege Giants about to be taken. The same is happening for the red team as they're trying to get the Siege Giants and also going for the Bruiser camp. So they're going for the double whammy and therefore spread their forces out pretty thinly. But the good news for them is that there's pretty much nothing that was done on the side of the blue team in order to stop this. So, yeah. Down to the bottom of the map, we currently have, well, a little bit of a push out as the Siege Giants are starting to enter. Junker is obviously in a pretty nice position when it comes to defending with a well-placed mine. He can always reposition the Siege Giants here and do his thing. But that's a bit of a sneaky move, and I think the blue team has absolutely miscalculated here. So the Dragonite gets snuck in at the 2-minute mark, and they definitely did not see that coming. So a bit of a sloppy rotation that they had as they were trying to go for their own camp. Didn't realize that they would lose control of both of the shrines, and therefore a sneaky DK by Genji. He used his mobility to jump into the middle right away and grabbed it. Definitely a bit of a problem, especially now that we're having at the bottom of the map a double camp pushing too. So it's not only the Bruiser camp, but also the Siege Giants that arrive just in time to help the team to push this one out. And this is really tricky. So here we are. At that point, we have the wall destroyed, the Dragonite is doing work in the middle, Quick Kick is coming in, and up at the top we now have Richu dealing with the camp, so they are just currently winning on all sides. Now, as explained previously, Norway is the clear underdog in this series. The Polish team is more or less expected to make it out of the group here. But it's going to be real interesting to see how they can actually pull this one off. So top side, we have another push made for the Arca, and he has to move back very, very quickly. Okay. And yeah, at the same time, we now have down to the bottom of the map another play being made for Malfurion, and he's dead. First blood, by the way. It's the first kill. So we already had Dragonite at the 2-minute mark, but 3.5 minutes in, this is when the first kill happens. Poland takes the lead as they draw first blood. Down on the middle of the map, we're going to have another push by Genji. He's hoping to take Junkrat down, which didn't really quite work out for him, but he got close, and only because of Stitches was intervening were they able to save him. Now, level 7 talents are kicking in for both of them. And, well, as you can see, there's now also the first 8 stacks for Stitches, so he's getting his hit point pool buffed a bit. But a level lead for the red team is already highlighting that we are very likely going to see a level 10 advantage for the Polish team, especially if they're able to get a few more kills, as they do right now. Dehaka is down, Genji was hooked, but he's still able to get away. And that is another push topside. So the Norwegian team is already struggling a bit to try and extinguish all of the fires that are being set by the Polish team here. At this point, with 2 kills to 0 and a full level lead, the next shrines activating in 30, there's gonna be a gap around level 10 where we might have another objective for Team Poland, depending on how they play their cards here. So, as is, We now have the Haka coming in. Good drag. Nice connect. Genji, does he have the cooldown? Protected. And he does not. No Swift Strike available apparently. So there's the jump. Good buy. First kill for Team Norway. Good on them. Trying to fight back here. Trying to get some control, especially since the opponent is now locking in their heroic abilities. That's quite important. And considering that there might even be the opportunity to grab a Dragon Knight, that's actually pretty sweet. But with level 10 in the hands of Team Poland, likely not going to happen. They're trying to exploit the situation as best as they can, though. They got Sylvanas. But while talking about her, they had Sylvanas. They don't have any more. It was a nice blessed shield and a good slow also happening from Jaina. So down they go. 3 kills, 2-1. Topside pressure against structures. Blaze is conveniently for them taking the entire lane and applying pressure and pressure on the Haka, not only on the objective, but also in regards to the fort itself. With the rotation happening towards the middle, we might see another Dragon Knight now. So they're already trying to do their thing. Yeah, and well, there it is. Okay, so off we go. Dragon Knight is in. And with level 11 to level 10 in a second, I think there's a good chance that the first fort is going to fall now. Dragon Knight, of course, going to play around with Dragon's Breath as much as he can, just always coming in and just pushing this out as best as possible, playing around the cooldown, trying to burn the minion waves down. It frees up some resources that he can use on other positions on the map, and that's exactly what they're doing, going for the Haka here. And even with that burrow, I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, but with everybody rotating in, they're letting him go. Instead, the Dragon Knight is now getting value in the middle and down at the bottom of the map as they're rotating over towards Junkrat, who might actually fall here. Got punted a little bit and is trying to escape. Yeah, there's the quick move by Blaze as they cut off his path of retreat. Jane at the top has also fallen though. 2 kills, 2-4 in favor of Poland, but structures are falling all over the place now that the blue team has committed to the top lane defense. Another fort is about to be destroyed, so yep, there it is. And that sets the Polish team up for a very nice mid-game. 2 forts destroyed, the third one incredibly low already. Should have a very good position heading now into level 13, which is also going to give them again another talent advantage over the blue team. Camps, of course, still being taken. And once again, we have the neutral bruiser camp at the bottom of the map locked in by the red team. They're about to hit level 13. Stitches has not died, by the way. So Stitches is the only one on the blue team that hasn't died yet. Some walls are being taken down slowly and steadily now as well to limit vision even further. They sniffed out Genji though. So yeah, so they sniffed out Genji here as he was trying to hide a bit. But level 13 is now in. That gives them the icy veins, and we got the collision course for Blaze. More action is happening down at the bottom of the map now that that camp is moving in together with the siege giants that they just got. The Hakas at the top, hoping to get experience for them to close the gap and grab level 13, which would also extend Stitch's hook range and make him a bit more dangerous. So far, he hasn't really had that impact that they're hoping for. They got 1 kill earlier against Genji, thanks to him, but outside of that, not that much had happened. Now, to be fair to him, at the top lane, they were forcing the issue a bit as well. And it led a while later to a kill Jaina, but these hook and root combos that you would expect with the composition that they're playing here, they're currently not being fully executed. Another fort gets destroyed, so this means that all of the forts on the blue team's side are now gone. And we have finally level 13 for Team Norway. So, let's see how they're going to play this one out. With that, we now also got the Nature's Swiftness over here. A little bit of a boost for possible positioning on Malfurion. It's going to be a race car movement. Another hook connects, alright. Einskin comes out shortly after that. Objective is up again. Top side, we have Blaze. The Haka moving down is going to help the blue team for a second, I wanted to say, because now they have a numbers advantage, but at the same time they're retreating. There's the Gorge though. Finally, we got a Gorge and they're going for Genji. I'm just not sure. He should have a cooldown ready. And with the X-Strike, not only does he escape, but he also contributes to the kill on the Haka. Dragon Knight claimed by Blaze in the middle. This is the 3rd DK that the Polish team now has. And another play is made as they're hoping to get a kill on Junkrat. That didn't quite pan out for them, but still with Malfurion using his Tranquility, that's a lot of cooldowns that have already been burned on heroics. And now the push down at the bottom of the map continues. The hope and the goal, of course, being to take down the first keep of this series. And the Dragonite is doing quite a bit of damage here. Riptire zoning them as best as they can. DK is not going to be able to completely take this, but they have level 16, so they could go for the fight. Stitches gets an ass kicking as they're trying to make a move just now, and they might just have it here. The kill on Sylvanas is definitely starting them off nicely, and they're moving in for Junkrat, and they get this one as well. Stitches is also dead. That's 3 kills in a row now for Team Poland. 8 kills to 2 in total. A great stun, and it's a 5-man team wipe. The entire team wiped off the map and the move straight for the core at the 10-minute mark. The Polish team trying to decide this series right here, right now, or at least the lead in the series. And I don't think anybody is going to be able to stop them. Sylvanas is now coming back. That is too little, too late. The core gets burned down quite literally. And that is the lead in this best of 3 in Group B at the European Nations Cup qualifier for Team Poland.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Garden of Terror, map number 2. The Polish team has taken the lead and we're going to another big map. And, well, once again, quick reminder that we have one draft rule for this tournament, a bit of a compromise rule. We have all the heroes that have been played on game number 1 cannot be played again. So every single hero can only be played once within a series. We have Garden of Terror, therefore, with 10 heroes not being available anymore in the draft, which means that Falstad is one of the best globals that you can currently pick if you want to go for a global. Now, there's a couple of cheese variations that you can go for too if you want to. Samuro, Abatha, they come to mind. But we'll see what the teams decide to go for here. The map was chosen by the Polish team, so I think they already identified very quickly here that when it comes to macro rotations that they have an edge. They are the more experienced team and they know how to properly line this up. We already saw that on the last map, since they were able to sneak a couple of these Dragonites in, so a lot of map control for the Polish team would really help them here. It's something that Team Norway, at least to an extent, has already identified too, so they're banning out Abatha as a bit of an X-Factor pick as well. And yeah, my question is what's going to happen around Falstad. I don't think that he's necessarily first pick material for any of the teams here right now, but I would be interested to see where he is going to land, if they're going to go for him or if we're going to get something else. Now, other heroes that you could go for if you wanted to have some global or pseudo-global, you could go ETC with a stage dive, you could go Illidan with Hunt. All heroes that give you some sort of map control that you could go for if you really wanted to, but all of these choices obviously come also with downsides that you really have to account for as well. Now, let's see what we're going to get for the next ban. We get the Vikings. They are, of course, fantastic for control too. I'm actually a bit surprised that Poland bans them out. I was assuming that, if anything, they might want to grab them, but I haven't seen that yet. Honor! Hanzo is in the house. Okay, he got banned in the last game, so he's still up. But there's Hogger, great for camp control here. Hogger is probably one of the best heroes for Garden of Terror just on the off lane, since he can get you so much camp clear and lock them out super easily. And since Garden of Terror has the most mercenary camps out of any map in the pool, that's always fantastic if you can use him here. And Rhaegar is the same thing. I mean, from all the supports that you have, Rhaegar is the best to help you speed up any type of camp that control that you want to go for, thanks to the Lightning Shield in particular. So, yeah, off we go. Very, very good first rotation for Team Poland. They don't have a global with this, but still this gives them tons and tons of opportunities to control the mercenary camps and therefore the map itself, and also clear the lanes a little bit faster. So, job well done here. Anubarak and Chromie. So going for a little bit of a dive, and gonna try and follow that up with damage on the Chromester. Yeah, let's see what we're gonna get on the bans now. We could still get some... Okay, the ban of Stukov. With the Nubarak, normally you want to follow up with Malfurion Roots, with Stukov Lurking Arms, anything of those kinds. That's the reason why we're currently looking at Stukov banned away. But what exactly does Team Norway want to get rid of? There's no damage on the side of Poland just yet. And of course the main tank could also still be targeted. Muradin is still... I mean, there's plenty still up. We're not going to run out of heroes here. This is Meta Madness. But still, What is it that they are afraid of right now? Currently we... Oh, Muradin, yeah. I expected him to be picked in game number 1. That wasn't the case. He's usually very strong on Dragonshire, but the teams decided to go a different way. And now we got our man Muradin not in another game, because he's banned. Everybody hates the dwarf. Alright. I want to see if we get a birdie. We get Greymane and we get Garrosh. Okay, it's a bit unlikely that we're going to get Falstad here. They could still pick him, obviously. Could still try and push them back here. But, yep, we got Garrosh, we got Hogger, Greymane. I mean, the camp clear that they have right now is absolutely ridiculous. You got Greymane on camps, Hogger on camps, Rhaegar. The Wolfpack alone is one of the best duos that you can get for that. So they're going to just roam the map and get one camp after another and hope to get kills, of course, too. They still need another damage dealer, but yeah, it is just crazy. They have a lot of control right from the start. Lily and Sonia! Somebody's looking for an adventure. Okay. Lily is in the house, everybody. And we get Medivh as our final pick. Okay, off we go. Garden of Terror, everybody. Map number 2 in the best of 3 series here in Group B between Poland and Norway. Game number 2, Norway trying to tie the series and force game number 3. On the left side, we got Zeus on Nubarak, Saloon on Chromie, Brummelbass is playing Sonia, we got Happy Capped on Hanzo, and Narsha is playing Lily. It's panda time. On the right side of the map, the Polish team, Napierdolai with Richu on Hogger, we got Itrax on Greymane, Arian on Garrosh, Lavakal on Rhaegar, and Alvaros is playing Medivh in the second game of the series. And here we are. Shots are being executed. Oh, that's a lot of shots there. They come in with Chrome and immediately get some burst damage out, and everybody on the red team is just like, you know what? We'll let that one slide. Let's just back off a little bit. On level 1, we get the Feral Heart, and we have the Portal Mastery. Medivh trying to get his stacks together and also attempting to empower Garrosh, who is throwing the minion over, which insulted his mother a little bit earlier, so he's just trying to get some payback here. Has to be careful that he doesn't get killed by the heroes. Or he just mistook the minion for Chromie. I mean, the similarities are honestly pretty extensive. It's about the same size. It's about the same, yeah, I mean, look at this. Chromie, a minion, like, what's the difference, you know? So it's absolutely understandable that he mistook her for, or the minion for Chromie. So, yeah, that's just what happened. 16 stacks for Medivh. Like, are you kidding me? Dude, do you know that it's 1 minute in the game? Do you know that? Alvaros, can you slow down a little bit? You make the rest of us look bad. I mean, give me a break. 1 minute and 20 seconds in, and the man is halfway done with his quest. Wow. Not too shabby. Lily trying to rush away here. They are getting very aggressive. Now, the camps are obviously up, and I explained in the draft a bit on how much clear they have on these camps, but look how aggressively they are trying to push in and go for kills, but at the same time stealing the camps away, at least trying to. Problem is that they might go a little bit too deep here. That was a great shield that we got for Medivh, but I'm not sure if they can save the day here for Garrosh. And indeed they can't. First blood goes to Team Norway. Yeah, they're a little bit too aggressive with all of this. It helps Medivh stacking though. He's at 24 now. But Greymane is playing it a bit safer on the right side of the map, going for his own camp for the time being. And now they're up towards the top. Yeah, down to the bottom of the map. We currently have another camp taken, and also Nubarak is now opting for the Underking here with this level 4. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper in these fights and trying to engage into the backline. Maybe hunt that pesky Medivh player down and kill his stacks off before he finishes his quest. But Alvaros is doing a stellar job getting to that point. With 26, he's already far ahead here, only 5 levels on each side. But the first seed is now also up, and the blue team is trying to commit to the objective. So they are gonna grab this one. Yeah, objective number 1 is going to be taken. The Polish team decided that they're going to play this game a little bit slower than initially anticipated. And they get stunned out again here. The aggression is ready, but I'm not so sure if it's working out this time for the blue team. Team Norway, gotta be careful here. Gotta be very, very careful. Yep, exactly for that reason. Zeus makes it out. The portal is there, but not doing too much yet. 33 stacks for Medivh. Yeah, this is going to be a good game for him. Unless disaster strikes within the next 1 or 2 minutes, he is going to complete this in nearly record time, and then going to be able to rely on a completed baseline quest. A few more camps up. Look how aggressively they are pushing into enemy territory here. Hoping for a sloppy rotation and an attack down here at the bottom. That didn't quite work for them. Currently, they're not doing a lot. They are attacking in the middle, so they're trying to bait this rotation out. But it just hasn't happened because the blue team decided that instead they're going to pressure too. They don't have the same push power though, and now that Chromie gets attacked, they want the kill, and they get the kill. Chromie is dead, getting slapped around a little bit over here. And now we got level 7. Level 7 is in, channel at the top is happening, and they grab it. Richu was not lining that little ping pong play up properly, so he couldn't interrupt. And that means that right now we have 2 seeds, 2-0 in favor of Team Norway. So they are looking really good on the objective. It's a kill for a kill. Nuparak is trying to get out of the fight here. But the Norwegian team is doing a very good job with this. Quest completed, by the way, for Medivh, so it's done. Quest complete. Time to feed. Let's go. If you ever had a time to die, then it's definitely now. Hoga is seeing red, but yeah, I would also see red if I would have messed up that interrupt this heavily. I mean, to be fair, it's not really him messing up. They were just thinking that they could interrupt it and then rotate over a bit later while they were still trying to do some structural damage and hoping for a kill. Didn't quite work out. But I gotta give some credit to Team Norway. They're way more aggressive than they were in the first game, and this time it's working out so much more for them. They are threatening kills consistently thanks to this Anubara Chromie setup. Lily is contributing as much as she can, and they are closing in on the first objective. So this fight has to be fought, and this time Poland is committing, and they're getting the kills. Greymane dies, but so did Chromie. Sonya is dead. Rhaegar still alive, and with now Sonya and also Nubarak being eliminated, means the entire front wall is gone. Hanzo was hoping to get a scatter shot in for the interrupt. That didn't work. So the first seat in the hands of Team Poland, and it also resulted, thanks to all of these kills, into an additional lead in experience for them. Yeah, nicely done. 4 kills to 2, closing in on level 10. Job well done. And of course, with heroic abilities, they're gonna be a bit more aggressive on all of this. Again, Poland wants the victory. They want the 2-0. They want to go 4-0 in this group and draw even with the Russian players, who have won both of their matches thus far without dropping a map. We get the aggressive variation here. No Ancestral, Bloodlust instead. So really trying to put Greymane into a good position for these moves. Portals still being threatened the entire time here. And now that we have Hoga also slowly coming around here, next objective, next seed gets announced and will be ready in 17 seconds. There should be a level 10 by the time, but Norway will have to deal with a few additional camps that are currently being taken by the Polish team. And that Bruiser camp is going to be a little bit of a nuisance down here. We get Leap. Yeah, they're staying aggressive. They're staying aggressive with all of this. Can't dive in for that camp. Leap is there. And Sonya is already up at the top trying to cheese this one. Hoga is making his way over. The interrupts are still happening. And they will be able to fight for this one. Is the blue team going to accept that battle, though? That's the question. Greymane is getting attacked immediately, trying to move out again. Oh, that portal disappeared right in front of him. There's Bloodlust trying to help him to escape. And we have the turn against Sonya, and she's down. Sonya dead, gets crushed. Bot lane under more pressure, thanks to that mercenary camp that we highlighted a bit earlier. So, yep, still shots being fired, structures being attacked. And but all of this happened. We had not only the seed taken, but also the kill on Sonya, and with a numbers advantage in favor of the red team, they were moving into the Siege Giant camp and took that down quickly to put even more pressure onto these lanes. So, very nicely done by the Polish team. They are playing very well around these small advantages that they're able to edge out now. The Norwegian team definitely not out of this one yet, but they have to buckle up for the next fight, because now we got the seed spawning, and this one is going to spawn an objective one way or another. No matter who takes it, we're going to see the Garden Terrors here, and everybody is getting ready for it. Everybody is trying to get into position for this just now. At this point, We have the attack coming in from the blue team. They take position a little bit first. And what are we getting here? Yep, there it is. The move straight in with a taunt, and Chromie is the first one to die. Nicely done by Garrosh, isolating her, getting the kill. But Greymane gets hammered down by Sonya and Anubarak. Job well done. Hanzo is dead, so it's a 4 versus 3, and with a noob about to die, it seems like the blue team is not going to be able to get too much headway here. They're going to lose out on the objective, and Sonya is also going to get murdered. She doesn't have the leap anymore to get away here. They were using everything they had in that last team fight. Talking topside, we also have a camp pushing straight for the fort, so not only are we going to get Garden Terrors now, but the topside fort will be done before the Garden Terrors even make their way over. In the middle of the map, a similar picture is emerging as they are quickly coming in with the Lightning Shield and Rhaegar to take the structure down. Bot side is getting pressure too, and things are starting to fall a little bit apart for the Norwegian team here. They're doing the best they can, as you can imagine, but oof. This is getting real dicey with Lily getting destroyed. Oh boy, middle of the map. We now have the next attack coming in with 10 kills to 3. You can tell that the Polish team is pushing further and further ahead here. Looking really, really good on this. Structures at the top are already being destroyed. Towers are falling. And the red team is moving down to the bottom of the map to open up another wall. On the damage numbers, we have 25,000 for Medivh. Told you he would have a really good game. He's top damage in the game, not only on the team, in the game. The attacks that we've seen from Alvaros from start to finish were nothing but spectacular. Good shields, good portals, a lot of damage dished out by him. Another attempt to try and go for a fight before level 16 kicks in for Team Poland. But there it is. Can they get the kill? Medivh low! It's Greymane that falls though. He's been the punching bag of the blue team throughout all of this. Died 3 times. 3 out of the 4 kills that Team Norway was able to execute were against him. They're still trying to chase here, but they're not going to be able to do too much. 28,000 now for Medivh. Hanzo's at 25k, Chromie sitting at 20. And yeah, they are waiting for level 16. They're actually engaging into that fight. It's a 4 versus 5, and they're still willing to battle it out with them, hoping they get a quick kill, but they're also risking something here. If they're losing targets now, then, or heroes, they would stagger deaths since Greymane is just now coming back. But they are about to get a kill. The shield ready for Noob. Lily dead, Anubarak dead, and Sonya is also dead. Medivh had to pay with his life for this, but hashtag worth it. Level 16 is on the board, another big bite as Rhaegar comes in, and another 5-man team wipe. Nicely done. Really good turnaround here by them as they came in for the kills thanks to the portal. Level 16 obviously gave them an edge, and now they're going with Greymane straight for the structures and take down the keep itself. They won't be able to go for the core here. They will be able to go for additional mercenary camps, apply more pressure, and do their thing. Level 16 gave them an edge. The extra levels gave them a stats advantage, but of course playing around the numbers disadvantage was still pretty sexy here from the Polish team. They baited them in a little bit longer, willed the hit points down a bit, and then found the perfect moment to turn it. Now we have a Siege Giant camp up on the map. We have the mercenary camp at the bot lane stolen away. And despite the fact that Team Norway has 2 seats, they won't be able to go for the one at the top. This, on the other hand, is quite nice. They take Hoggar down. Well played. Good job. They're fighting tooth and nail. They're doing whatever they can here. They really, really want to take a map. They lost to... they lost to the Finnish team, I believe. But right now, with Lily coming in and trying to help them to chase this a little bit further, they are not able to chase it too far. So right now we have another camp down at the bottom of the map that's doing its thing. But yeah, they have to somehow win the objective. I think this is the only ticket back for them. And Norway has to play against Finland later. They lost against the Russian team, against the Russian players, my bad. So later on today they are going to play against Finland. A little bit of a grudge match, I must imagine. Finland against Norway, so that could be quite interesting. But now they at least have level 16. And as I said, they're fighting tooth and nail. They got Epicenter now. We have more camps claimed by Team Poland. And just to give you a bit of an idea here, if you look at the mercenary experience, that's 4,300 XP against 1,600. So I've talked about this during the draft, but this is exactly what they've been doing from the get-go. Coming in and just taking with Rhaegar, with Greymane, with Hogger, all of these camps quickly. Pressure in the middle of the map now, pressure at the top. Real dicey situation for the Norwegian team. And even some pressure on the bottom of the map as they're trying to focus them on the bot lane defense and on the core defense so that the lanes can do the work. And they're doing pretty well on that. You want to force them into a team fight. Level 20 isn't here yet. Arrow is out, a little bit short distance, but still successful. The ping pong is already happening. Lily with the ult, but it's not enough. She's dead. So is Nuburak. And they're going to get Sonya too. Sonya is gone. And that should be the end of it. Nicely played by Team Poland. They came in as the favorite in this best-of-3 series, and they have absolutely delivered thus far. Job nicely done. A 2-0 victory for Team Poland against Norway in Group B of the European Nations Cup qualifier. Nicely done, a well-deserved victory. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.